Hello. I am making a foot massage video now, and I want to celebrate today together with my papa dog. He's out there looking for the kitty. We are celebrating major victory, major success. It is through internet petitions only, and probably people also have written paper letters, but mainly the internet petitions that have gone to Governor Gavin Newsom of California. And I made videos about this also with the Dia baby together against the sale of fur. And so he signed 3 bills into effect. He signed AB 44, which bans the sale of fur, and Senate Bill 313, and another one, I forgot the number now. And so one is to ban the sale of exotic animal parts, like what the Chinese do with their so-called herbal market. This is extremely awful. It's because of that there are poachers out there around the world that are killing endangered species and other animals and causing horrendous amount of suffering. So with the ban of the fur and the ban of the animal parts, then come, Papa, come to me. Come here, come. Let's make a video for Gavin Newsom. Yes, come. Papa and I, we are thanking Gavin Newsom from the bottom of our hearts. Yes, he's looking for the kitty. Yes. And we are infinitely grateful to Gavin Newsom to sign these bills into effect. So I'm making a video. I'm not filming you. And so the ban of fur items, the ban of exotic animal parts, and the ban of using animals in circuses. Yes, for California. Yes. And it is through internet petitions that we brought this to the attention of Gavin Newsom. Okay, with enough petitions signed and enough caring people out there, and I thank every one of you from the bottom of my heart for helping with this, for moving this forward. Okay, and this is what love is, and this is what true animal rights activism is. And for that, I want to celebrate this now with a video of foot massage, relaxation foot massage with my Juicy Couture OE. And that is a body lotion. I don't buy the perfume with the alcohol. If I buy something, it is either body lotion or perfume oil. So, because I don't want harsh chemicals on my skin, I just want like oils and lotion and body butter and that kind of stuff. Like that. It feels real good. It smells real good. It smells really good. And it feels good. It's nice to be out here in the garden making a video. There are so many things I want to talk about. Yes, Papa Dog. All right. Yeah, but this is so wonderful. This is such a major breakthrough and movement forward to bring positivity and light and love and compassion to the world, making the world a better place. Okay, signing a petition can do that. It really can. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. And I'm so infinitely grateful to every caring person and every caring politician. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I have been so devastated lately, and to hear this good news today was just was such a relief, for me, such a wonderful thing, such a wonderful feeling. Yes, Papa Dog, what do you have to say? Yes, what is it? Oh, Papa Dog, he has all kinds of little pieces from the cedar tree on him. Yes, Papa Dog, yes, you have to be careful. Yeah, he has been scratched, and I wonder whether it was the kitty or the blackberry brush. I'm not so sure. So, yes, Papa Dog always getting in some kind of trouble out there under the cedar tree. That's why Paul, he wants to cut the bottom part of it, even though it's not gonna look as good. But, Papa Dog comes first before looks. So he's gonna have to cut this, and he's gonna have to see the blackberries growing out of there. So there are blackberries in there, and they're kind of risky and all of this. So I'm not filming you. You can put it by the window. Yeah.
You're not?
No, I'm not filming it. I'm not shining it at you. So I'm filming, but I'm not shining it at you. So can you put it by the window? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I don't want to have to. I can't edit my videos, so it's very difficult. So I have to just do it like this. And also video editing, it takes a long, long time. It already takes at least 2 hours for me to make a video. So, and then editing, I'll be working on this all day long. And I used to edit videos. I used to have a camera that was compatible with my Microsoft computer, but I don't have it now, and it's okay. It saves me time. And why edit it, So what's the point? I want to learn to talk more freely, and I don't want to edit things out. I want to just show the world that we can be regular people, and we don't have to be ashamed about it. We don't have to be perfect, picture perfect, word perfect. It's not necessary. We can practice making it more professional as we practice. That's good. That's a good thing to do. But it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that we're signing petitions and we're moving the world forward, making the world better. That's what matters. Not Barbie doll, not Hollywood standards, not makeup. Makeup can be good too sometimes, but that's not the most important thing in the world. So let's focus on the most important thing in the world, and that is making the world a better place. And being good to oneself, giving yourself foot massages, very important. And Paul is making vegan banana oatmeal carob chip cookies for the Papa Dog and us as a celebration for this remarkable day today, that Governor Newsom signed these bills into effect this morning. So this is This is a historic moment. Peter has worked on this for many decades. So this is a very historic moment. Fantastic. We can completely reform commerce. We can make commerce become kind, you know, and loving and giving and ethical. And then the world becomes good. And that's what I want to see happening. We can do it. Definitely, we can do it. It's doable. The internet makes this possible. Okay? That's the very first step towards the singularity, is the internet. And it's happening. Okay? It's gradually happening. Because the internet brings a democracy to the world that was not there before during the era of television. The internet brings, even though it's not completely, where not everyone has just the same speaking and public leverage. Of course not. It would be nice. But the internet brought it into that direction, so that someone like me, for example, can actually use the internet to practice speaking and and growing and learning, and it's therapy for myself. So moving myself in the right direction forward, and in a playful way, not in a kind of, in some sort of strained way or artificial way, but in a playful, natural flow that I'm learning to express myself without any kind of fear or tension. And I encounter haters, and I don't erase them. You can see the hate comments under my videos. Some of these people, they are blocked. You might be seeing comments that I don't see anymore. So you see that my politically incorrect appearance does trigger haters to say very, very mean things. So I think that they think I'm weak, or they think I can't defend myself. They think I'm stupid. They think I'm a dork. They think they can just triumph, or they think they can feel, they make themselves somehow feel good by making me feel bad. It's a pattern that they learned from their parents, and they're not well, these people. That's why they do it. Someone who feels really, really well and good does not need that. There's no need to put someone else down, to find fault with someone, to be nitpicking on someone's appearance. Whether I need to do a facial for my pimples and all of this or not, that's really nobody's business. But they will do it. They will nitpick on everything they can find, and every wrinkle and pimple and this tiniest little hair. Maybe I don't even have facial hair, but they will claim I do. They'll call me unibrow, and I don't have a unibrow. So all of these things, so my face is kind of, sensitive, and And so they all make fun of that, you know, it's not Barbie. And so to lots of people find me very ugly. Not everyone finds me ugly, but lots of people do, and it's okay, you know. This is not my problem. It's not my problem. It's not your problem. It's not the hater's problem. Okay? How I look, or you know, a guy would say, you should let your hair grow so that men recognize that you are a woman. That's not my problem. Okay? I don't need to. I don't need a man to come and contact me. I don't need it. I don't want it. I want conversations, friendship. I'm married. I just want friends that are, you know, that are respecting me as a soul, as a living being, for what I am, uh, for the artist that I am. Not in this. It's not about the dating scene. It's not, and not everything is about dating scene. That's, some people think that's the whole world. It's all only about the dating scene. No, it's not. Okay, that's just a small aspect of things. The most important thing is that humans, first of all, that they start loving themselves, giving themselves foot massages, leg massages, and perfume oil, and it feels good, and it's baths, you know, long baths and massages from other people if possible, and good things, good food, you know, watermelon blended, good healthy food. The sky is beautiful right now. I'm going to show you. Look at the sky. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Just wonderful, 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 wonderful. I'm so infinitely grateful for nature and for everything that's there for us. The cookies, they smell really, really good. There are many, many, many things in life that are much more important than how we appear, you know, how good we look, how important we are, how popular or how unpopular or beautiful or ugly. And that's also, many people have different tastes also. And priorities, you know, many people have different priorities. But most people, they tend to be, if they do have something that they like that deviates from the mainstream, they will hide it. And I think that's sad. That should not be the way. You shouldn't be hiding something because it's not mainstream. Everyone has the right to have their own likes and dislikes, and preferences and taste on things. You know, as long as people are kind and compassionate to all living beings, then it does not matter what someone likes or dislikes, you know, or has personal preferences in certain things. People who hurt others, who bully others with ridiculous stuff, it's always about the appearance. Most people, they bully Donald Trump for his appearance. You know, they don't even have an argument against him. There's not even a substantial argument against him. They just go ahead and bully a person's or politician's appearance. And that's not an argument. That's just bullying. That's all it is. It doesn't do anything for the world. So let's get into, that's why I tell people in chat rooms also, you need to read things. You need to get informed so that then you can participate in a conversation about the subjects and we can have an actual conversation going. For example, last night, I was very, very upset about a specific cruelty case. Very, very upset. I cried very deeply and I was absolutely devastated about it. I can't stand it. Once in a while that happens. I see a cruelty case that is that's causing me a nervous breakdown. So, and I felt the need to express that in the chat room. I wanted to talk to people. And I don't see much. I don't see very many people in these chat rooms that will agree with me. Maybe they're from 1,000 people, there may be one person who says, you're right. I agree with you. This is really, really terrible and something needs to be done. And that's just not enough. People, we need like 0.1% of caring people is not enough. Okay? So this is not very good. I don't know if the chat rooms are super great representation of the public, but I think it's a fairly good representation because it's a science chat room. One thinks that maybe people in the science chat room should be a little bit more informed or on board with making things better. But I see a lot of flat earthers in there. I see a lot of fundamentalists in there and other religious people, including Muslims. And they don't have any arguments. It's just based on religion and their dogma, so that they're defending. And they're defending it without any real rational reason. It's just an ego reason. The ego is defending it. So that's not a real philosophical, ethical reason. So in order to make the world better, we cannot be clinging to the indoctrination. We cannot be continuing with religion or any kind of stagnated ideology. We cannot continue with this. We have to be open-minded, and we have to make the number one priority love and compassion. That's the number one priority. For that, there is no religion, guru, or leader, or king, or queen, or minister necessary. Okay? We can do it in our own personal office room, or lying in bed, or on the yoga mat. Look in the sky. You're lying down on the grass. You look in the sky, and you meditate on compassion. Okay? Nothing else necessary for it. No ceremony, okay, no rituals necessary for it. Just straightforward love, kindness, compassion. You look in the sky, okay. and you wish for compassion in the world. That's what we need, and nothing else. I see a dove in the shape of heart of clouds, and I see a fish as a cloud. Nice. I see hearts. That's wonderful. Many hearts. And that means that there's a lot of love out there for us. A lot of beautiful hearts. Giving hearts. Feeding hearts. Kissing faces I see in the sky. That's very nice. Innocent eyes of elephants. I see all kinds of things in the clouds. So it's love, it's compassion. That's what matters. That's what the infinite cosmos is giving us, and it is that. It is compassion and love. Love is compassion. Love towards another living being, a different species other than myself. That's love. Not about romance, dating. It's about taking responsibility for the life that's around us, all the different life forms that are around us. It's getting a little bit chilly now. I better put my socks back on. It was warm earlier, but that's okay. I have two unmatching socks, and that's okay too. And winter boots. So, but that was nice, giving myself a foot massage and taking my friend Sandy into the garden with me, with the papa dog together. That was very, very nice. So it's a wonderful smelling stuff. It is, and it feels really good to be here on the lawn and enjoy this getting grounded on the grass. It feels really, really, really good. It's really wonderful, and looking into the vegetation and the sky, and everyone can do it, you know. There are places you can go to even if you don't have a garden. You can go to a public park. You can be lying down on the grass and enjoying that peaceful moment and be infinitely grateful for it. Everyone can do it. And steer away from the dating scene and the bar scene and the unhealthy habits and the substances and all of this. Steer away from it. You don't need it. You can do meditation. You can allow the pain to come up when it wants to talk to you. You don't have to get all panicked and afraid and grab the next substance to numb that pain. No, the pain wants to be seen and heard and understood. That's very, very important. And only then will be a healing happening in the mind, in the brain. Only then healing can actually occur. If we allow the stuff, if we don't have a resistance, if we don't develop a resistance towards it. Whatever I develop a resistance towards, it's been throughout my entire life, it would get stronger. You know, I used to play the violin. I got so afraid when I was 13 and 14, playing in the orchestra, in the school orchestra, in the fourth row of the third violin, trying to hide, you know. And I still felt like people in the audience could see me. And what if I start to play wrong? And what if I can't focus anymore? What if I have a blackout? And what if I can't follow the notes anymore? What if I start shaking? And they see that. And then this fear escalated, and my resistance towards that, you know, resistance, that's really the key here. The teachers were not able to help me at all. Not at all. What I needed from a teacher was to take me in their arms and to say, it's all is good. It's all good. It's all good. You're a very good student. You're a good violin player. It's gonna be all good, and let me hold you for a while. Let me give you a hand massage or arm massage. That's what we need to do for them, for the students, for the teenagers. But they didn't know how to do this. They were too locked up within themselves, really. And then what happens is we don't feel seen. We feel like completely alone with our pain. And then the fear and the pain gets worse. And the resistance, because we don't know how else to work with it. We're overwhelmed. So we get into resistance. It's a natural knee-jerk reaction, sort of. And if we go into meditation, everyone can do it, a teenager too. You just need to know that all you need to do is go into meditation. And you need to allow the pain and the fear and all of this to speak to you, to come up. And you need to listen to it and no longer be in resistance towards it. I used to be afraid to walk across open spaces or on the street. I was afraid that people would look at me and see that I would be walking funny or something. And particularly when there were young men standing in a group and they would all start looking at me, which happened many, many times. And I didn't know why they looked. Obviously, young men look at girls, right? So, and I felt like they were looking at me critically. I thought they were thinking that I'm ugly and they were waiting for me to trip or something. And then I became really afraid. Then I became so afraid that I was beginning to walk funny because of the fear. And that's exactly what I was afraid of, you know. So then we bring on the stuff that we're afraid of out of the fear itself. And then I started to get agoraphobic and I didn't want to leave the house. It was very difficult for me to go to school, to walk across public places, you know, with my school backpack on, or then later at the university or when I go shopping. Very difficult, but if we know that we can just go into a meditation, we don't have to have a meditation room for that. We can go into meditation anywhere. We can go into meditation while we're standing or walking. Meditation is a state of mind, okay, that we get into. And that state of mind is, I breathe. Don't forget to breathe, because when we get fearful, we forget to breathe. Or we start breathing very shallow, and people have gotten very sick from that. There was a guy, because he lived his whole life, like 50 or 60 years, breathing shallow, out of fear. And so the lower parts of his lungs didn't get oxygen, and they became necrotic. So don't let that happen, okay? Breathe. Very important. That's the most important thing. It's the most important substance that needs to enter into our bodies is air, is oxygen. And that air and that oxygen needs to get into the brain. It needs to supply the brain cells. The brain cells cannot live without the oxygen. Breathe, okay? Even if you have to do it mechanically, you have to do it. Breathe. Later it becomes automatic. Breathe very deeply through the entire lungs. You know, in yoga we always say it in a way that the body understands the best when we say, breathe from here all the way into the abdomen and through all the way into the toes and back into the fingertips, into the tip of the nose, the top of the head. Breathe through the entire body. And then drop the resistance and allow the fear and all of the stuff to come up. And it will come, it will not flood you. It will come up in a flowing, gradual way for us to work our way through it. Okay, that's how it has to be done. When we go into resistance, then it will come pushing up and might push up too much stuff. But that only happens when we are in a state of resistance. That's why people become in that state of resistance. That's what causes mental illness and nothing else. And the psychiatrist will go, what is the cause of this? Oh my gosh, let's investigate this. That's a chemical imbalance. And I have to give a drug, and oh my gosh, and all of these different OCD act-outs becomes like registered in the Merck manual, and all of these things are just states of resistance that don't need drugs. Okay, we can create our own drugs. The reason why people then don't create the right drugs or be in chemical imbalance is because of the state of resistance. Okay, so dissolve the state of resistance, and then the body does it on its own. Everything, everything, all the way around in a circle. It will do everything for you. Check out Wim Hof. You know, Wim Hof gets into deep meditation and into yogic and into ascetic states. There's amazing things you can do with your body. You can steer your own system into producing all kinds of things, even painkillers in your own system. You can make your own body produce very powerful narcotics. But you have to drop the state of resistance. And these narcotics, they're not going to be addictive. They're not going to be harmful. They're going to be completely in balance and in tune. and they're going to be healing, actually. It's amazing what the body can do. Jiddu Krishnamurti got into it, practicing these kind of things as well. And he's accomplished unbelievably amazing ascetic things. The Gautama Buddha too, and that's the same soul, of course. So has been able to do this because he brought with him the infinite cosmos. That's what the soul is. The soul is the infinite cosmos. It gets embodied sometimes in a specific body. Maybe it can get embodied into several bodies simultaneously, even. That needs to happen more often. And they should also, the soul should also get embodied in form of AGI robots. And Elon Musk needs to be multiplied. Definitely, he's a Buddha level soul. Buddha level means not the same. It's not the soul of the Buddha. The Buddha level means that is the last developmental stage before merging with the infinite cosmos. Then it's one and the same. Then that individual soul has completely dissolved itself into, some people call it nirvana, but I call it the infinite cosmos, the blue god. Gautama Buddha Jiddu Krishnamurti, Kenny Redwood, my former dog. So that is the infinite cosmos. Elon Musk and Bomjan in India, those are Buddha levels. And so once they have completed that stage, they will merge with Gautama Buddha, with the infinite cosmos, and be as one with it. So the new soul, the stagnator soul, as I call him, the very new soul that comes from the stream of sorrow. And I don't really know where the stream of sorrow comes from originally. They didn't discuss that. But Jiddu Krishnamurti said there's a stream of sorrow, and Dr. Shaneberg said, Dr. Shaneberg's a psychiatrist, and he said, where does this stream of sorrow come from? Where is this? And Jiddu Krishnamurti, it's there. It's just there. It's interdimensionally there. It's not pinpoint to a certain 3D location. The stream of sorrow is there. I think it has to do with massive gravitational force also. I just have this feeling that massive gravitational force is part of that stream of sorrow, and that gravitation itself, high gravity, like here on this planet. It will be better on Mars. Okay, it will be lighter in every respect, physically and mentally. And things will grow taller and lighter, more like giraffes. I think giraffes will be very happy on Mars, very happy, but we have to terraform Mars first. It has to first be introduced to very, very high mountain range mosses. So the very high peak Himalayan mosses that grow in places where there's almost no oxygen. So those mosses have to be brought to Mars, and then very gradually, once they cultivate themselves, and we have to water that, and then it has to be first in the lab, then it has to be brought outside, and there's high radiation, and so very gradual process. So then there will be very gradual water use that will evaporate and then might come back down in form of clouds first, and then later in form of rain. And so when that happens, then I think it will also, the radiation will also gradually dissolve and break down, and then they will bring in desert type of shrubs, and then eventually trees. And so in 100 years or 200 years, there may be, that may look completely different. It may look like this planet. It may look like, and better, because people are destroying this planet with greed and pollution and corruption. It's very sad. Very sad. So I make these videos like a drop